A reading from the Book of Liz, Scene 1. Good morning, Saviour. I am but flawed, but humbly beg you to accept the following compliments on my behalf. 1. You are the Lord, our God, creator of everything both known and unknown. That which we are, our being, is the work of you, and we exist grateful with the knowledge that only we can understand the true depths of your remarkability. Let it be known that you are splendid. 2. In honor of you, and in mockery of your ways, we chosen people shall shun the multitudes, accomplishments, and elements of design you will doubtlessly consider vulgar on the occasion of your return. You have a good eye, and thus so shall we. 3. Though the world was created in a brief 7 days, we acknowledge that you are no stranger to hard work. Your example shall exist as our guidepost as we offer our toil without thought of sacrifice, and with the hope. 37. In acknowledgement that the beard was your own invention and thereby glorious, we shall adopt it as our own and trim it only occasionally. 38.
Oh, Reverend Tallhouse! I saw the light and
I couldn't sleep.
I was on my way to the kitchens and, like I said, I saw the light and thought maybe we were being visited by more of those hooligans.
Yes, our mysterious friends.
I think that's an Irish word, hooligan. I prefer vandals, which is Roman, but the paper said that they were hooligans.
You read the papers.
Not me, personally. Oh no, I never read the papers. Miss Foxley told me yesterday that.
Yes, Miss Foxley, I've been giving the matter some thought, and I've decided that it must be best if they sent someone else to collect the cheese balls.
Someone else? But why?
I just don't think she's a very good influence, is all.
But Miss Foxley needs this job.
I'm sure she can find something else.
But she's got 12 Dobermans to sport. 12!
All by different fathers, I suppose.
With all due respect, it's not our place to judge, Reverend Tallhouse. She's a very nice young woman. She really is.
Nice young women don't wear tube tops.
It's called a baby tee, not a tube top.
I really don't see that as makes any difference.
A baby tee has arms, like a tube top. It's more like a beer cozy.
I'm unfamiliar with that term.
It's a wraparound sheath. People use it to protect tankards of canned ale.
I think you've made my point, sister. She's a bad influence. I will be better off without her. Beer cozy indeed.
She never smokes or torments the milk cows, and not once have I seen her dent a single order. The last one, the Catholic, he mauled them until they were practically flat. He had no respect for cheese balls. But Miss Foxley...
I don't want her around our kitchens.
She's never snooped beyond the loading dock, or asked for so much as a taste. Miss Foxley doesn't believe in round food. She told me so herself.
I've already drafted a letter to her superiors asking that they find her a more suitable replacement. The matter has been decided, sister, so let us turn the page.
I really think you're being unduly harsh, Reverend. Give it some thought and...
I trust I'm not interrupting anything.
Ah, Brother Nathaniel Brightby, is it? What are you doing up so early?
Is it early? I usually rise up at 3 to begin private worship before heading out to wake the livestock.
I like the sound of that.
Why sleep when there's work to be done? That's always been my philosophy.
Praise be to God. Someone with initiative.
I don't think I've ever slept for more than 3 strict hours in my entire life, even when I was in that coma.
No, sir, I don't need an hourglass to get me out of bed. Your reputation has preceded you, and I can see that it is well deserved. If only there were more like you.
I don't sleep much myself. Never have. When I was young, I'm told my parents had to hit me over the head with a pickling oar just to get me to take a nap. I've still got the lumps right here.
Indeed.
Forgive me, Brother Brightby, and allow me to introduce Sister...
Donderstock. Elizabeth Donderstock. Good day to you, sir.
Good day.
Brother Brightby is one of our new members. Arrived last night from the parish in Dovetail.
Oh, Dovetail. I hear it's lovely. I once saw a sketch of the meeting house and thought...
I'm sorry I wasn't there last night to meet your carriage, Brother Brightby, but I want you to know that we're extremely honoured to have you.
Indeed.
Thank you, Reverend Tollhouse, and let me say that I'm in turn in order to be here.
My most prized possession is a matchstick made by the brothers at Dovetail, and not a day goes by when I don't admire its craftsmanship. My God, the precision. It's a terrible thing that's happened to your community. A scandal.
Yes, well, we've all seen it happen in a number of parishes. The question is, how does one support oneself in a modern technological society that has no use for fresh clabbered buttermilk or a quarter well of Smithy's horseshoes, or napkin caddies and muffin nests were of the highest quality? But what can one do with those infernal Koreans constantly nipping at the coattails? It's a tragedy, yes, but they had followed through with my suggestions. I dare say the community of
Dovetail would still be thriving. You don't say.
Hard work is admirable, but without the proper leadership, I'm afraid it counts for nothing. The wolf is at the door, Reverend, and it's best we update our thinking before he comes a-knocking.
And faith and commerce are not traditionally compatible, but it's true. Yet I still believe that this marriage can and must be made. It is a troubling issue. What if it weren't for our cheese balls? I don't know what we'd do.
Ah, yes, the famous cluster heaven cheese balls. You've done quite well with those, haven't you?
Why, thank you.
It's not my nature to boast, but yes, the cheese balls have allowed us to maintain a degree of privacy we like to think of as comfortable.
I once, years ago, and I'm still taken aback by the memory of its simplicity and perfection. It was, in a word, sublime.
I invented the recipe myself, and have been making them since I was 12.
I'm afraid that modesty is not one of Sister Dunderstock's finer virtues, Brother Brightby.
Indeed not.
Everybody lends a hand here at Cluster Haven, and it's none more important than any other.
All I meant was that...
Well,
I'd like to put these hands to work as soon as possible.
No, you rest, Brother Brightby. You've had a long journey, but perhaps later on this morning I could show you around.
I'd like that very much, Reverend.
If possible, I'd also like to enlist your counsel on an idea I have for the upcoming Chastity Parade.
By all means. Oh.
Where do you want the crushed walnuts, Sister Dunderstock?
The what? Oh, you can just toss them into the earth.
The have indeed, they're freshly shocked.
I'm sorry, Sister Brothereth, but just put them on the table.
Lucky for you, somebody's been paying attention. Why have you had your head in the clouds all morning?
I know, I just can't seem to concentrate.
It's that Brother Brightby everyone's been talking about.
Him? Oh no.
I hear he's terribly handsome and single too. Why, Sister Pebbledash told me the other men just to carry a chamois sack from the coach house to the front door of his sleeping quarters. They say he practically ran the parish back in Dovetail. And why, Sister Dunderstock, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Forgive me, I just thought... Well, tell me, sister, do you ever get that feeling that you're just not being appreciated?
My goodness, no, whatever gave you that idea? I've got my regular duties, and what with the running away of my elderberry pension, I've got nothing more than to keep me busy.
I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about feeling needed.
I don't know about you, Sister Dunderstock, but when I'm feeling vexed, I like to take up a sampler.
I've tried sampling, sister, but it stains my eyes.
Well, I'm not saying so myself, but I've heard that if a person feels unappreciated, it's usually because she's lazy and selfish and spends too much time thinking about the things she ought.
Lazy?
That's just what I heard, and you can't make me of it what you will, and all I know is that hard work is supposed to be on its own reward. You can't go around expecting to wear a laurel wreath on your head just because you haven't dipped a candle or mixed a few bushels in the ginger snaps.
I'm not asking for laurels, and I enjoy my work. I really do. I just can't help but feel that something is missing.
I don't like to say it, but you're missing something all right there, Sister Dunderstock. Your common sense. And it flew right out the window the moment you met that Mrs. Foxley. She puts ideas into your head that have no right being there.
Oh, she did no such thing.
Parading around in those breeches. Just last week she told Sister Stickleford that she's been married 2 different times. The sister said, "That's a pity. How did the first husband die?" And she said, "He didn't. Have you ever heard of such a thing?" I hear she keeps a hoodoo altar and...